Chancellor Michael, Vice Chancellor Jan, distinguished Professor Paul Moore. All I can say for this great honor that you have bestowed on me, my two sons, Dilmah and Malik, my family and my country, is thank you. But I mean much, much, much more. My journey has been a very long one, a very painful, stressful, tearful journey at times. I had the opportunity to spend some of my school holidays at rich friends' tea gardens. There I watched how diligently plantation workers get about their responsibilities. Tea pickers, in particular, were so hardworking that I felt sorry for them. They pick tea 20 to 28,000 times a day to get their wages. And I was not unhappy because they lived a healthy life, but in lined rooms, 10 to 12 per room of about 10 by 15, cooked outside, toilets outside, and as a young man, I thought that was the style. Then I had the opportunity to be recruited as a young tea taster. And that gave me the opportunity to go to London and see how marketing is done. That journey to London changed my whole life. I'm here today talking about tea and receiving this honor for what I saw in London. There I saw that a kilo of tea, a number I given off for the sake of proving my point, if they bought a kilo of tea at 50 cents, that kilo of tea was mixed with tea from other cheap origins and sold as Ceylon tea, because Ceylon tea is the world's finest then and today and commands a premium price. So the mixture of tea was marked Ceylon tea and sold to consumers. So I realized consumers paid a price of $20 to $25 equivalent for the raw material of tea, which they paid 50 cents per kilo. When I realized that the sweat and toil of our poor plantation workers and their farmers saw the creation of millionaires and multimillionaires in a foreign land, I prayed to God and said, where is the justice in this? And I thought, I vowed that I will someday have my own brand and bring the finest tea on earth to consumers, single origin, 100% pure Ceylon tea, grown and packaged right where tea is grown. And my profits, some of it I will share with the poor and the needy. The next day, when I woke up, I realized that I was a big dreamer. And this is an impossible dream. But I couldn't shed that dream. Something kept driving me. So I was getting mad. I was trying to dispel that thought. No, I was concentrating on that over and over again. When I came back to Sri Lanka, I continued to work for a British company and do what I didn't like to do, that is supplying bulk tea to England and to many other countries to add value and exploit our plantation workers. 34 long years later, when at the age of 58 years, when most people think of retirement, I launched Dilmah Tea. And one of my first countries was New Zealand. While I met a lot of resistance in a neighboring country in launching my own brand of tea, consumers fell behind me, and I won that country. But in New Zealand, my competitors realized that I was only a drop in the ocean. They didn't resist me. The retailers were excellent. The consumers really and truly fell behind the brand. And my good friend, Darren Curtis, the advertising man, he said, Merrill, you don't need celebrities to market your tea. You go on screen and you say, this is my product, I have devoted my life to tea, and I'm bringing you the finest tea on earth, that's what I say. And say, do try it. And people are still trying it. And the Kiwis taught me a great lesson, that they supported the band in such a way that I changed my attitude on business. They made my tea a cup of kindness. And that kindness grew in me and in my children. We worked together, looking at new philosophies. And when I started making a little money, more than I was used to, coming from humble beginnings, when I realized that Dilmah sales brought in much more money than I could ever handle, I came to the crossroads that most successful entrepreneurs face. I had to decide whether I was going to become a big, wealthy man and flaunt my wealth, or be a humble man and continue my way of life. I had no difficulty in my choice. I taught the humble way and say, as my mother had taught me, care for your neighbor, share with the poor. I chose that part. And I called my employees, I had only 18 of them at the time, and I said, as we are doing well, as you know, you are helping me to build a business, I want to give your children school books, clothes, pocket money, scholarships, everything. And they honestly told me, sir, you are giving us so much, we don't want anything. I said, no, I want to give you this. So I gave them all those facilities from 4 years old right up to university. I could be lavish because I had only 18 employees. Today, I have in the Dilmah factory alone 1,400 employees, and in our tea estates, I have 20,000 workers. Every one of those children get the facilities I gave my 18 people. And today, children of tea pickers are doctors, lawyers, judges, architects, and other professionals. All that is possible because of the support you give me. Now, today as I stand here, the foundation has become a very important fact of life in my country. Now, the numbers have gone up from our early 3,000 per year to 10,000 per year. And we have MJF centers, foundation centers throughout the country. And the last was built in the eastern province, where it was the major fighting point between the east and the west, the north and the south. Today, we have brought them peace, employment, and teach them how to stand on their own feet. So, All that we invested for the community, for the poor. I'm happy to say that every cent you pay for a packet of tea, little bit comes back right to Sri Lanka. All of it doesn't go to my pocket. It goes to the foundation, which does an enormous amount of good. The rest of the money, I started investing in the tea industry. Every other company is a trader. All big companies are traders. They exploit the producer and take it cheap, exploit the farm, as I said, make money is their goal. In the case of Dilmah, I made sure that we have interest in every segment. With the earnings from Dilmah, I purchased tea gardens, factories, everything. We have our own printing and packaging facilities, the best in the country. And so that every packet of Dilmah is a homegrown product. And I bring it to the market with love and care, saying, this is the world's only ethically produced tea. And my long journey, when I look back, how did I make this journey? It is impossible. Then I realized my life. I benefited and I enjoyed miracle after miracle. And all those miracles came from Jesus Christ, who looked after me like a baby and showed me the way right up to this point. I have only Him to thank. And everyone who helps me to help the poor and to achieve what I have achieved shares those blessings from God. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.